Hey, what's up, YouTubers, day traders, and market participants? I'm back. I just came back from the gym to drop you guys some knowledge. Yes, I'm tired of giving my knowledge to these chicks because they just keep dancing. You know what I mean? But in all seriousness, the market is hot, guys, and it is honestly blowing up my portfolio in a positive way. It is on fire. I've gone over some of these plays. I've been highlighting them in last videos. So we're going to go over those. Some new plays that I see kind of developing and looking really good for some nice swing trades into the next few months. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Cool, cool. So here we have the SPY, and if you've been rocking with me for a while, you know we always check on this bad boy before we make decisions. SPY still grinding higher. It didn't make a new high, but basically indecision candle. So basically price has compressed. That was what I saw today. Um, a lot of hot stocks compressed, but the overall market basically compressed. So we could expect a big move in either direction. That's basically what that means. So following a compression candle is a big move, right? It could take some time for it to play out. However, it could be a small move. Like here, you see kind of a small move right afterwards. Here, you got a gap up. So that was a nice big push from compression. This was all buying, which continued to be buying, but this was more compression from both ends, no real direction at all given. So, SPY, pretty neutral. So, still getting calls over puts. Archer, I am out of Archer for now because this is a great move. I was talking about Archer here on this green candle. Why did I mention it on this green candle? Because we came and we hit the purple line here. And not only did we hit the purple line, but it was all bought up and it basically went all higher. Then this next candle comes in, and that kind of scares you. That kind of scared me, right? Because basically we got above these moving averages, but we rejected. Then this candle gave, I'm still in the position the entire time. Then this candle gave me confidence, more confidence, and then now we're off to the races. Started trimming there, and got out completely there. Why? Because we're up 17% on the day. Also, when you look at the weekly chart, we have this triple top here possible, right? But I wouldn't say triple top yet because there hasn't been any selling pressure yet so far. But for me, I would like to just say that from $9.50 to a 13.64, guys, that is life changing right there, and it's just a play that I had to just take my gains. And we've kind of come from a far move here. This is in 2 weeks, we've made a very, very big move. So since we've kind of just been hitting the gas pedal this entire time, that's how you kind of gotta view it. We've been hitting the gas pedal since here, into here, up here, that you kind of gotta like come off the gas to leap forward again. Basically, you have to come back, take a few steps back, basically a pullback. So it's kind of what I'm gonna wait for. Hopefully a pullback into this area, maybe two, three candles. Maybe wait for the eight SMA to catch up to it. See when it touches the eight SMA for the first time. See what kind of price action's going on there. But Archer is a done deal as of right now. Next we got is Serve. I was preaching Serve too. I was preaching it here. And here was confirmation where you got your nice green taking over red near key moving averages, two moving averages to be exact there, which just played out perfectly. And then you just got these candles pushing off. And now you have a lot of volume here on this last candle. Serve basically can still make another move because it has traveled, but it's been in this range and it consolidated for a while down here at these levels. So could we get back up to 24, 25? It's possible. That would be very, very incredible and crazy. I would love to see it. I'm not fully out of this, and that is why, because the weekly chart doesn't look, there's not much overhang over here on the weekly, right? Once we get past, uh, let's see what the high was of here, 1531, right? So we had 1528 today, just 3 pennies off of it. But I think if we can cross that 1531 with some volume, we're gonna go into no man's land when the sky is the limit, and we'll see where the next stop is for this one, maybe 18, 20, 24. Who knows? But I like what Surf is doing here. Next up we got Open Door. Open Door finally, the play is on today. I love it. I was a buyer in here. Already sold here because that was enough. My first take rule profit, 30 to 50%. That basically that move right there gave me my my bread. So I'm still in it. I still have that last 10% in. So I'm waiting right here. And then this day was just beautiful. I did not add. Now that I'm looking at this, I should have added because we also have volume. So I didn't add. It would have been very, very smart to add here, because now I see that this was a strong move off moving average, and we're coming for these higher areas right here. So today was definitely a potential day to add. I slept on that, but if you're still in it like I am, we still got some room to the upside. I see PayPal. PayPal I've been mentioning for a very, very long time, and it's just been going back and forth between 66 and 70. Finally, it has a 20-day breakout here with hitting over that 71 to 72. So I love to see it. It's showing some strength now, and today was on some good volume as well. And then if you look at the weekly chart is also telling a very, very big story, because this moving average right here, this big daddy moving average, this is the almighty. Basically, this is going straight down at a 45-degree angle. That means that means the trend is strong, but when you go down 45-degree angle and it's very, very steep, a reversal can come. A reversal is likely in the cards. And what I really, really like is that our other Big Daddy moving average has been flat, and we basically claimed it last week. Basically, we had some good price action that kind of got us above it. And the last few weeks, it's just been consolidating. I think PayPal can get really going, and I believe they had a deal with Google. That's why they had this large push up. Then the next day was met with some selling, and I believe this selling right here was the shorts exiting. I feel like this news came out. Google's partnering up with PayPal. It rockets, but then it gets met with selling pressure because the shorts are like, no, we gotta push this down and then fully get out. And then it's just been three green candles in a row with some good buying pressure. So that's kind of how I see this right now. We had basically a big red and very, very little follow through. When you get a nice red and you have follow through, that's a bad sign. As you can see, it just kept going down. But if you get a nice big red with very little to no follow through, it can signal a reversal with the 45-degree angle on the weekly, and on the daily. It's not 45. It's not as steep, obviously, but I can see this road coming around for various reasons. SoFi, we just mentioned this on Friday, and it already played out so well, guys. I said this was a gamble because we didn't see a green. Now we actually have a green candle. So now we have green taking over red. The play is officially on in my eyes. You can put your stop down here, at the low of this red candle, and just kind of see what happens. Do we make that V recovery like this, right? Or does the purple moving average have something to say, which it basically did today, and the blue? It got above the blue, but it rejected. So it came back down, but it also still held the green moving average. So still showing some signs of strength. On the weekly, though, the weekly we kind of just look like we've just been blasting off on the weekly chart. So it is kind of scary. It's very, very scary, but we'll see. I'm gonna hold these lows. If we lose these lows, then I'm out. And then hopefully, the next price to try this over again will be at 20, around this purple moving average whenever we get there, however long it takes. That's when I'll take my next shot at SoFi. But I'm in it now, and I'm hoping that we get the first play out, which is this boom, boom, double top. That'll be it for my position. If we keep going, we keep going. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I like SoFi right here. SMR brought that up too. In the last few videos, you can see that on the weekly, we just been holding this tweezer right there, pushing up. Create green taking out red right here, technically with the next shoot candle. And that's when I mentioned it. I mentioned it right here. And now we got from here to here, it's been like 10, 15%, guys. That's a big move right there. That's something you gotta just love and enjoy, um, and just take it for what it is. I don't like how we rejected here. So I did trim already. I trimmed like a little bit up here because I already hit my take profit rule. So I trimmed, and then I just didn't like how it was reversing. So I still have a little bit left. I'm gonna wait here. If we do get this kind of reversal right here and we just start coming down, then it could be your head and shoulders pattern, which is a negative pattern. So then the neckline would be like somewhere down here. And then the move would be from this top here to basically doing the same thing, which might even get us that would that would bring us right back to the Big Daddy moving average down here if that head and shoulders play plays out. Um, but as of right now, we're above all moving averages, right? All of the moving averages here, which is a great sign of strength. So chilling on that one. Another one. I didn't bring this up on Friday. It looked weak. It still looks weak, but I like that we're coming up into some crucial areas here, some moving averages here. So this is on my radar to see how it reacts down here, to see if some buyers start to step in right here at these levels. So this is definitely on my radar. I mean, and you can see that it has a lot of price action here. It was basically a bunch of resistance, then popped up. So is it now going to be support? That's what we want to see. So bull has come down to some key levels of support. So I do like it. And if they get any love like Robinhood got, you know, or people start realizing it's the same thing as Robinhood, it could go up and go crazy just like Robinhood, right? So Nike. Nike, basically, I'm trading off the weekly time frame, and this is very important to understand. So I like the play from the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame has given me my positive candle, taking out the bear candle, the negative candle near moving averages, but it was on the weekly chart. So what does that mean? That means I shouldn't make a decision on this until Friday, until I see the next candle close, because right now it looks bad, right? We basically kept selling off. However, we're still above all moving averages, so I'm not worried at all. But since I'm basically taking the setup off the weekly chart, then I need to allow for the weekly candle to close before I even make another decision because I'm trading off the weekly. My setup is based off the weekly. Uh, Next up, and that's going to be the same for Pepsi. My setup is based off the weekly. I like how we have the green taking out the red. Key moving average hopefully becomes a fence that holds it and pushes it up. So I'm not going to make a decision on this until the end of the week because the pattern shows on the weekly chart. I see that we have earnings here this week. So they already crushed last earnings. So we'll see if they get the same type of love or momentum. But if they do get the same type of love of momentum, I think already last week was the indicator to get in because this could easily turn into a torpedo where right now it's down. Right now it looks ugly, but it's only been Monday, right? All this happened in Monday. And not to mention it, we came down to this moving average where we saw some buying pressure and it got bought back up. So basically, waiting on this report, I probably will keep my full size just because the way Pepsi has moved, this would be a kind of a 50% retracement, yep, from the top to bottom when it started this move. So that kind of tells me that since it's in the 50% retracement, the probabilities are likely that we get a double top, not that we get new highs. So I would take double top from here. And like I said, if I guess if the earnings is bad and we break this purple line here, then I'm out. And I got contracts that don't expire until January. So if I lose on them now, I can still technically hold them, right? But if the thing I want you to take away from that is that I have a lot of time on the contracts. So if I am not correct this week, my contracts aren't going to get beat up and go straight down to zero and I lose all of my money, right? That's what we want to avoid. So since the fact that I have time, I can sit through this earnings report and see what happens. Lastly is Home Depot. I like what Home Depot was doing today, coming to key moving averages, not just one, but both of them. Seeing some buying pressure, got pulled up halfway through and also on some good volume. So I'm going to keep my eyes on this. I did do a starter position. Like I said, that's technically gambling because I don't have the green taking out red. So that is my starter position. So we'll see if we can get a green candle that just takes this over. Then I will finalize my position. And my target is probably between 415 and 420. And why do I say that? Because if I connect the top and bottom here of these from the high here on that red candle to the start of the move on this green candle coming from this moving average, as you can see, if you cut that in half, you kind of get right here, which is so it basically did kind of break the halfway mark, which is kind of sad. So we'll see. We'll see if it can continue, give us that double top. You know, it doesn't look as good. So we'll see. We'll see. I think though this move is pretty extended and it is a two-legged move, which is kind of perfect. You got your one leg, you got your pause, you got your second leg. Um, so that is when you come from the top like that, a two-legged downward move is very, very common. So I like Home Depot here. All right, guys, that's going to be it. I know I kind of go through a lot and very fast. Honestly, if you guys see something or want me to slow down or have any recommendations, drop it in the comments, guys. I will be listening and responding. But do also remember that I am not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence before you buy, sell, or hold anything. This is just what I'm doing with my own money. I'm not telling you what to do with your money, right? So I hope you guys do have I hope you guys did have a great trading day. If you've been following some of the picks, they were kind of hard to get into because I kind of like to see the momentum come and then I get into the momentum. But if you can see and start watching these videos more often, you're going to see the rhyme and reason. Then that's going to allow you to perform better without going to YouTube and constantly looking for the next pick. Oh, top five stocks that'll explode, 10x your money, all the clickbait things that are out there on YouTube for the financial education market here on YouTube. I'm trying to give you the education so that you can basically look at any chart at any time and you will have a clear understanding of is this a good time to buy? Is this a good time to sell? Is there more juice? Is the move over? Those type of questions. I'm trying to help you guys wrap your head around those concepts instead of just throwing you guys throwing a dart at the board and this is the stock I heard this guy say, this is the stock I heard this guy say. Let's just buy it all and see hope for the best, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed it, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.